What's going on, guys? It's Spud here, and welcome to episode 27 of Spudball. It has been a while. I obviously did plan a Florian Wirtz video before I stopped doing like YouTube as much. But we are gonna, of course, do our Premier League predictions for next season, and as well, we have got another roundup coming on Wednesday because Rostermania has been crazy. So I'm gonna record all that on Tuesday. This is Sunday morning. It's just a few hours before the Community Shield game. But I thought I'm just gonna do my predictions now. Um, So it'll be a lot of individual awards, what I'm predicting, plus obviously um, the table at the end. If you enjoy this video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll probably upload this tonight at 6 o'clock, so um, it'll be a pretty quick upload. I think that this season's table was a bit I don't know how this one was compared to last year. I mean, I had some terrible predictions. I had Spurs in third and they finished 17th, yet they're in the Champions League. I had Liverpool to finish fourth. They obviously won the league with in dominant fashion, I would say. Can they repeat it this year? Will AFCON have a part, as Salah will potentially miss up to 6 Premier League games? We'll have to see. But let's get straight into it, because I don't want to be yapping. So we're going to start with the Golden Boot award, which I am going to give to Erling Haaland again. I gave it to him last year. Obviously, Salah won it, but I'm going to go with Haaland. I just think obviously Salah will miss extra games because of AFCON, and I think now that Ekitike has come in for replace Nunes, Isak might be joining, which again is fucking crazy. Um, Wirtz is coming in. I'm expecting more goals from the other attackers, which is why I've put Salah to get the most assists again because his playmaking ability in the last 3 years has been absolutely incredible, and it shows why he is the best player in the Premier League and one of the top players in the world because of his final third decision making is just absolutely insane. And a lot of players have said this as well. I think Dean Huijsen was one of them. I think Kirk has just mentioned him. Obviously, Kirk is now teammates with Mo Salah. Golden Glove was a tough one, but I have gone for David Raya. I do expect Arsenal to keep the most clean sheets this season. Um, but yeah, it could have been anyone. You could have went Raya, could have went Allison, could have went Matt Sells, who obviously tied with Raya last season. But I'm pretty happy with that choice. Player of the season, I'm gonna go with Salah. Um, I think he's deserved the player of the season last year. He got it obviously. As you can see, he's got all the awards there, plus the PFA Player of the Year, which will be coming soon. But he should get that. I'd be absolutely horrified if he didn't. Obviously, Florian Wirtz does count for the Young Player of the Season. I'm not doing the PFA one here. This is just the Premier League one. Obviously, Gravenberch won the Young Player of the Year, the Premier League one, but can't be nominated for the PFA one because of the age restrictions. I'm going to go with Florian Wirtz, so I think obviously he's a superstar signing for Liverpool. I expect him to do pretty well this season. Maybe not. I think he's going to do really well for Liverpool, but I maybe don't expect like him to become the best player in the team when Van Dijk and Salah are still there. But let's see. Breakout star, I've gone for Juve from West Ham. They've just signed him from Slavia Praha. Absolute machine at left wing back. The way he crosses a ball is superb. And I think with Fulkrug in that attack, this could be a bit of a deadly duo next season. So more individual predictions. Signing of the season, I've gone for Florian Wirtz. I think he's going to be a real success at Liverpool. Obviously a bit biased, but I can't see him flopping. Flop of the season, I've gone for Madueke because I didn't really know who else to go for, but I thought for the money that they've paid, he's not going to start that many games. I've gone for him. Manager of the season, I've gone for Slot. Obviously, he won it last year. I think he'll win it again. First manager sacked. Sorry, it was between Farker and Scott Parker or Keith Andrews, but I've gone for Scott Parker. He's just not a Premier League coach. Goal of the season, I've gone for Mohamed Kudus. I think he definitely has a wonder goal in his locker. And save of the season, because he made a lot of saves at Leicester, he's just joined West Ham. I expect him to be first choice now. I've gone for Hermansen, the new West Ham keeper who was at Leicester last season, made a lot of saves. Team predictions. Most goals, Liverpool. most goals conceded, I've actually gone for Leeds over Burnley or Sunderland or Brentford, whatever, or Everton. Well, not Everton. Everton's defence is good. Best home record, Liverpool. Best away record, Liverpool. Biggest surprise, I've gone Brighton. Underachievers, Nottingham Forest. And game of the season, Liverpool versus Man City, which is always a classic. So, table time. It's just going to be one position per thing if you watched it last year. So we're starting with 20th. And I've gone for Burnley, even though I think Leeds will concede more. Burnley's attack just doesn't scream Premier League quality. I think Marcus Edwards is alright. Corley Orshaw, when he was in the Prem last season, the last time he was in the Prem, it looked alright before he got injured. But I don't even think he's a starter last season in the Championship. Put Leeds in 19th. I think they'll just concede too many goals. I mean, I think Bijol's a good signing, the centre half, but their attacking options as well are really poor. Like, they haven't really signed anyone, which surprised me. 18th, I have gone for Brentford. I do think that I've just realised I forgot to put the webcam on, by the way, but I think it's probably better I don't have it on for this, just because it would have been in the top left corner. Brentford in 18th, I think Thomas Frank leaving was massive. Replacing him with a set piece coach that got rejected by MK Dons is crazy. This is going to go to Newcastle most likely. And Bremo's gone to Man United. I mean, they've obviously Flecken left, but they've upgraded in the keeper department with Kelleher. Jordan Henderson's coming to replace Norgard. I think they still need a few players. I have gone Sunderland in 17th, but the thing is, their pre-season hasn't been too good. That's the only problem. But the signings they've made, I like. I still think they need a centre back, unless they're going to play Renlido at centre back, which is a brilliant signing. They obviously can play centre back. They're getting Masuaku now, who used to play for West Ham. Granit Xhaka was a brilliant signing in my opinion. I really like Tybee, the right winger. Adingra's looks good. I still think they need one or two more signings to stay up though. They need a bit more experience, which is they're getting some experience in, but let's see what they can do. I've gone for Wolves in 16th. I think obviously Cunha leaving, they've replaced him with like Fer Lopez and Arias. Not sure that's going to be as good for them. But obviously João Gomez Andre is a very nice midfield too. So let's just see what happens with them. I put Everton in 15th. I don't know with Everton. They'll either finish. They could finish in the just outside the top 10 to be fair, but this like 11th to 15th, 11th to 16th, no 10th to 16th range was difficult. I've gone for Nottingham Forest in 14th. I think now that they've got the Europa League because of the Palace thing, so Palace play Conference League. I don't think Nottingham Forest have good enough squad depth to actually compete in both competitions. So their players are going to be leggy. They've scored one goal in pre-season, which is actually crazy, by the way. One goal in pre-season. What? They've drawn like 90% of their games 0-0. I think they'll keep a lot of clean sheets, but I think there's going to be a lot of goalless games. They've lost Alanga, they're replacing with Dan and Doy, not a bad player. They've obviously brought in Jesus and Igor Jesus and Cunha from Botafogo. But I think 14th is actually where they're going to finish. I know I put them 17th last year, and they bottled Champions League, but they're going to struggle this year. West Ham 13th. I think West Ham will do all right this season, a bit better than last season. I think better keeper, really good left wing back. I think Fulkrug being fully fit will help. Paquetá won't have the charges looming on him anymore, which I think will help him. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. Palace in 12th. I just don't. Again, they don't have the squad depth to compete in Europe and the Premier League and push higher up in the Prem. You know, I think they've had a really poor window. They've only signed like a backup keeper and a backup left wing back. I don't know why they haven't signed any additions, but I feel bad for Oliver Glasner because he's thrown under the bus again, in my opinion. I've put Fulham in 11th. I think They Fulham was. I almost put them in the top half, but I don't think they've had good enough business. They needed to sign a few more players. They've signed a backup keeper, and I think that's genuinely it. In 10th, I've gone Bournemouth, but it depends on who they replace Zabani with, because I think Truffert isn't an upgrade on Kirkes. Petrovic is an upgrade on Kepa. I think I think their defense going into. I think they've been linked with Diakate from Lille, but I think he costs like 40 million. We'll have to see how they fit in. Obviously, Christie and Cook are injured as well at the moment. Their attack has been left untouched, except I think Uatara might be going to Brentford. That's not the end of the world. They've still got Tavernier, Semenyo, Kluivert, Evan Nielsen, Sinistera, Krupi Jr. They've just signed from Lorient as well. So yeah, I think 10th's fair. I've put Man United in ninth. I think that could either be seen as too high or look. I can't see Man United challenging for Champions League. If England get 5 spots again, I can't see them being near it. Um, yeah, Cunha and Mbeumo, great players last season, but can they do it in a Man United team where there's more pressure? We'll have to see. Sheshko, I think, is not a great signing, and I was going to put him as the flop, but I'm going to. He hasn't. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if Sheshko is between Madueke and Sheshko. Yeah, they still need a better keeper. I think Anana's missed all of pre-season as well. I've put Spurs in eighth because I think with the Champions League football, obviously Madison's just done his ACL, Kulusevski's out for a while. I think they're still missing maybe one more creative spark. Let's just see how they do. I think Burnley might give them a good game, first game of the season. Still think Spurs will win it, but I've put Newcastle in seventh. I think the whole, getting rejected by like multiple players is not good. They've obviously just got Malik Thiaw. He's about to do his medical. The centre back from AC Milan, but and Ramsdale loan with an option. Alanga's a good signing, but obviously Isak wants out, and I think Isak will leave and join Liverpool, which then means you've got they need two strikers. So obviously, it's likely it could at this point it might be Jackson and Vissa. Vissa's kind of wanted the move. Everyone else has kind of rejected them. Seshko rejected them. Ekatike rejected them. João Pedro rejected them. And Buemo rejected them. A lot of players have rejected Newcastle. I think seventh, with the extra Champions League games, is probably a fair placement. I just don't think they've got the squad depth to compete in both competitions at the highest level. I've gone Brighton in sixth now. I almost put them in fifth. I think Brighton are going to have a really good season. They're my dark horse. I think De Kuiper. If if I was not a Liverpool player for signing the season, I would have went for Maxime De Kuiper. I think. I think Minte's going to have a great season. I think Reuter's going to have a great season. Matoma's going to have a great season. I think, but if as long as they keep Baleba, he doesn't go to Man United. Ayari, Diego Gomez, they've got a really good team. They've obviously brought in Coppola as well and Boscagli. No other European football, so they've got plenty of depth. So if they get injuries, they've got players to replace them. They're not going to be in a crisis. Yeah, sixth is fine. I was going to put them in fifth, but I think Aston Villa. Now they've signed Evan Gesand, who's a great signing in my opinion. If they get one or two more players through the door, I think they will get top five, and hopefully England get 5 places because I think Aston Villa. I liked Aston Villa being in the Champions League last season. Top four. Now it is the four teams that most people will have in their top four. I've put Chelsea in fourth just because I'm not 100% sure still on how they're going to do across a whole season. Yeah, they've definitely got better. Chelsea, there's no denying that. Um, but let's just see what happens. Um, with Chelsea, they could easily challenge for the title, but I just don't know if they have the consistency across 38 games that like a Liverpool have, or a Man City or an Arsenal maybe. But I've actually put Arsenal in third. They will not be coming second this season according to my prediction. I think Zubimendi's a good signing. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say he won't be. I really wanted him at Liverpool last year, but obviously Gravenberch turned into an absolute demon, so it was fine. But Zubimendi is an upgrade on Thomas Partey. Obviously, Thomas Partey's now been arrested and charged, stuff like that. Yeah, he's been charged, hasn't he? Which kind of everyone knew was like looming. Gyökeres, I think he'll do all right, but I don't think he'll score 20 goals in the Premier League next season. Madueke is just more of a squad option. They've signed quite a few squad players like Kepa as well, Norgard, Mosquera. So they're going to have different backup options, which could help them, could make them worse. Based off my individual predictions, it's pretty obvious that I've put Liverpool first. Man City second. I think they'll do decent this season, but I don't think they're going to be the same Man City as they used to be. Like when they won 4 in a row, and they could just string like 12 wins in a row. I just can't see Man City doing that. I think it'll be close. It'll be closer than it was this season between Liverpool and second place, but I do think Liverpool will win it again. I think Liverpool's squad has got better. Obviously, the awful news about the awful tragedy with Diogo Jota. Um, and then obviously Nunes and Diaz have left. You know, Liverpool do need more squad depth. They only have three centre backs at the moment, and only three senior forwards. Four, sorry, Chiesa is still there. I'd like Chiesa to stay, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Or not. So we have to see on that. But if Chiesa leaves, I think Liverpool need two forwards. I mean, I really like Rio and Guoma. He looks really good, but again, he's 16 years old. They have to make sure that um, he's ready because otherwise, throwing him in the deep end just won't do him any favors. But that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know your predictions down below, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the Premier League season, everyone. Oh, the next Spud Ball, most likely, will probably be Champions League phase predictions, which we did last year. So that's most likely what the next Spud Ball will be. But thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and see you next time. Bye for now.